going to be a whole chicken to 8-way or fried chicken cut, right? So we're cutting it to 8 pieces so that it is more suited for doing fried chicken. So we're going to first turn it over on its side. So the breasts are here, neck is here, fat pad is here, the backbone is here. We're going to outline the backbone so that we can remove that as cleanly as possible. So we're going to fold it over, outline either side. What I'm doing to do that, what I'm using to make that line is I'm basically going from here to here, making a line, here to here, making another line, and then I'm just going to follow that. Keeping my hand flat, I'm going to come in right against that neck bone here. I'm going to follow that down to the tailbone and straight out. Alright, and then I'll fold it over. I'll do the same thing on this side. I'm going to take the tip of my knife. I'm going to set the tip of my knife down in the cutting board, line it up with the backbone, set the tip in, sink it, and then I'm just going to follow through with a nice swift cut. Once I've hit the board, I'm going to pull that through. Hopefully you have a nice sharp knife, you get a nice clean cut. You're going to pull that skin off, the backbone. Skin goes to our rendering pile, and the bone, that will go to our bone pile as well. Alright, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. And we're basically going to cut it in half. So when we go to cut it in half, we're going to locate our keel bone. We're going to line up, again, the tip of our knife on the cutting board, lining up and cutting straight down the middle of that keel bone. So line it up, put the tip of the knife down on the board. Once you have the tip of the knife down, sink it through, nice quick jerks, and then once you go down to the board, pull that through, it comes out nice and clean. Okay, so now we're at 2 pieces. Now we're going to flip it over, and we're going to separate the breast from the leg quarter. So we flip it over this way, and you can kind of see this now. So first thing I want to do is pull that skin over, because I want to make sure that I have equal skin distribution on my fried chicken. And then you can kind of see the natural separation between the breast and the leg quarter. So I turn it so that I can come in following the contour, the angle of the breast coming down here. I'm going to come in at an angle and just take that breast off. Oh, there's the fat pad. So I'm going to come back, take that fat pad off, and then take the bone out of the fat pad. That fat will go for our rendering pile, and the bone will go to our bone pile. Alright, so now I have my leg quarter off. I'm just going to remove this excess skin. I'm going to take the breast, I'm going to take the wing, fold it into the half Nelson, so curl it back like that. When I look at my breast, I can kind of see how on this side it comes to a point. So I'm basically going to split my breast in half so that the larger half that's missing the wing has just all breast meat. This is going to have the wing on it. So I'm going to come in like this, start my cut to the bone. Once I get to the bone, I'm going to take my hand, put it on the tip of the knife, which is now on the cutting board. Once it's on the cutting board, I'll do a clean cut through, and that goes all the way through. So there's my 1 piece, 2 piece. Now I'm going to take my leg quarter, and I hold onto the drum, and as I bend that drum, generally right underneath this line of fat, I can feel the joint. It's a hinge joint, so you'll actually feel those bones move when you move that joint down. I line up my finger, I follow the flat part of my finger down, and I cut right through that joint. And that comes out nice and clean. So now I have my drum and my thigh as well, and that goes to my board. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to just basically replicate what I just did. Take that breast, come at an angle, separate the leg quarter from the breast, take my breast, fold that into the half Nelson, follow the point of that across, cut through the meat to the bone, sink it through the bone, cut through to make sure you cut all the way through the skin. That comes off. Then I'm going to take my breast over to my tray. I'm going to take my leg quarter, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to remove any excess fat because I can render that. Then once I have that done, I'm going to hold onto my drumstick, locate my joint, separate my drum from my thigh, and then that will go over to my pile, and I am ready for 8-way chicken. Cool. So let's take a look at that once we have that done. Okay. So over here, what we did was we basically removed the backbone. We also removed the fat pad, and then we removed this bone that was part of the thigh. We took off any excess fat that we can use for rendering to make cracklins and schmaltz for cooking in. We then separated our breasts into 2, and then we cut those in half, giving us 4 pieces. We then separated the drums from the thighs, and that gives us 8 pieces, or our 8-way chicken. And there you have 8-way chicken.